Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Should we start or wait for others? I'm asking, should we start or wait for others?
So you can start.
Okay. We'll have a short class today. We'll discuss a few things. Basically, different methods of inputs. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay. Okay. First of all, let us see how to read a number in a particular base. For example, it may be in binary, it may be in octal, it may be in hexadecimal, and then convert those to decimal. It's something very easy. Let me show you how to do it. Suppose let us start with a binary number. Enter a binary number. You just have to ensure that the number that you are entering is in binary format, and then print decimal equal is percentage d percentage int bin 2. Let's try this first. What we have done, we have taken an input. If you are not typecasting, then by default the input returns, this function returns what? What is the data type? Yes. When we are not doing any kind of typecasting, we are simply writing input, enter a binary number, whatever you are entering. What is the data type normally by default? Anybody? It is a string, right? By default, input returns a string. You need to typecast. So we got that string in binary, then we are converting that binary to decimal. Let's try this now. Here it is. Enter a binary number. I am entering 10101 and it is returning 21. So 20 is the decimal equivalent of 10101. Okay. Now let us try the same thing for hexadecimal and octal also. First, let's do it with octal. Enter an octal number. Decimal equivalent. You just have to change the base here. Base of 8 is octal, base for binary is 2, and the base for hexa is, what's the base for hexadecimal number? Yes, what's the base for hexadecimal number? Hello, नंबर सिस्टम पढ़ा है ना आपने? बच्चों बोलो, नंबर सिस्टम पढ़ा है? से यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
तो फिर बोलो। तो हेक्साडेसिमल का बेस कितना होता है?
16.
वेरी गुड. So let us try this. First of all, we'll enter a binary number. Oh, okay, let me magnify the output screen. Yes, is it visible? The output screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
It's readable? Is it readable to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So first of all, we'll enter a binary number. I'm entering 10101010. You can enter anything. It will convert it to decimal, then octal number. Octal number digits की range क्या होती है? What's the range of digits for octal number? हाँ जी बोलो. It is 0 to 7, right? If I enter 7777, it will be converted to its equivalent. Similarly, hexadecimal. In hexadecimal, we can enter some alphabets also. कौन-कौन से वैलिड हैं? For hexadecimal, कौन-कौन से alphabets वैलिड हैं? Yes. हम्म. अरे बोलो भाई. Hexadecimal का बेस कितना बताया? 16. So it's not possible to have
A
16
B C D
digits.
E F.
Yes, yes, yes. बोलो. Say it again.
Sir, A to F.
A to F. Very good. So I am entering FF only. F stands for. Do you have any idea? What's the value FF? It's 255. So this is how we can convert numbers. Okay. Let us move back. Let me store this program. I'll share these programs with you. Okay. The next is list. List. We have done lists earlier also, but how to print lists? Say, there are different methods. So let me create a list first of all. Let it be L only. I'm creating list of integers only. Or we can have no problem. We can have a string also. Or we can have a float also. So what are the different methods? One single simple method is simply print list. It will work. Second method is using for loop. For I in L, print I. Right? Now suppose you want to use the subscript for the list. What you will do? For I in range, length of list, print list I. So there are these three different methods. Is this thing clear? Let's try this. Let me write here end is equal to this, and here end is equal to this. Let's run it again. Okay. So here are the methods. If output is not visible, let me try it again. Source code is visible to you, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now look at the output. So this is how the output will be printed. In first case, we printed the list itself, so it will be printed in the format of list only, using square brackets. In second case, we are printing individual elements of the list using for loop. It is here for I in list itself, right? So every element of the list will be printed. Third is using its subscript. So in that case, we need to know what is the size of the list. For this, we will use length function here, right? Length function will tell us that how many elements are there in the list. Like in this case, there are 7 elements. So I will vary from 0 to which value? 6, right? So accordingly, here the subscripts will be used and list elements will be printed. So second and third method are almost the same. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then it is possible to have multiple declarations in single line. For example, I want to print A, I want to get values of A, B, C. I can write like this, A, B, C, 10, 20, 30. Then I can print the values A, comma, B, comma, C. It will work, right? It will work. Similarly, if you want to initialize multiple variables in the same line, one more method is there. 10 is equal, A is equal to 10, put a semicolon there. B is equal to 20, again a semicolon. C is equal to 30, and then print the values once again, A, comma, B, comma, C. This will also work. So here again it is printing 10, 20, 30. But suppose you want to get multiple inputs in one single statement from users, then how to do that? Any idea? Okay, let's see that. I am declaring four variables A, B, C, D. Then I'll write, concentrate on the, focus on the syntax here, right? I will write here because all these I want these to be integers, so I'll write integer x for x in. We will write input, enter four integers, enter four integers, and we'll specify that how these values are to be split. I am writing here a space. Okay, I am writing here a space. So after that, we are writing this whole statement in square brackets, right from here up to here. Let me write it here. Print A, comma B, comma C, comma D. Let's see if it works or not. So this is the code I have written, and this is the output window. Since for splitting we have written that values will be splitted using space, I'll write 10 space, 20 space, 30 space, 40, and the values will be printed. This is how we can write a single statement to read multiple values. Let me write one more method. Sorry. We can split it using comma also. So in that case, we will have to enter comma. First, for first method, we have 10 space, 20 space, 30 space, 40. And for next one, we'll have 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. So in first case, the splitter is, as you can see in the code, in first case, the splitter is space. In second case, the splitter is comma. Is this thing clear, bache?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Using this method, we can even read a string, right? Sorry, we can even read a list. For that, we will simply write x or x in input, enter some values. Once again, you'll have to specify that how those values will be splitted. I'm writing once again space, right? So let us print this list. Let's run it again. So here I'm writing, this is my string. Splitting कैसे की है? We are using space for splitting, right? You can enter any number of values here. So it is, this is my string. Every space will specify that an element has been entered. So this is my string will make four elements of the list. Is it clear, bache?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay. Similarly, you can have a list of integers also. For that, you will have to convert it to integer. You can enter some integers. You can write. Need to be very specific what kind of data you are going to enter. Okay. So let's run it again. I'm entering 10, space 20, 30, 40, 50. Go on entering any number of values here. So this time the list is of integers. Here the list is of strings. If I am not writing int here, but I am entering numbers, yet again the list will be of strings only. Even if I am entering numbers here, could you get the difference? If you are typecasting it to integer, then it will be a list of integers like this here. If you are not typecasting, you are simply using X, then it will be list of strings. Is this thing clear, Vache?
Yes, sir.
To all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Keep responding so that I may be able to know that whether you people are still there or not. Okay. Then next we have an evaluation function, right? Using this function, we can evaluate expressions or static expressions or expressions entered by some user. For example, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. If I write print evaluate A plus B within quotes, I'll have to make these as a string. So this is an expression A plus B. A and B are two variables here, right? I am giving this expression as a string to the evaluation function. So what will happen here? Let's see. The values will be, the expression will be evaluated and we'll get 30. Is it clear? Is it clear, Bache?
Yes, sir.
Now, I am getting an expression from the user. Input, enter an expression. So here we will write evaluate exp. I told you earlier, I told you number of times that when you are getting a value through input without typecasting it, the type of value is, type of data is
String.
string. It's string, right? So here to this evaluate function, we are actually passing string as a parameter. So let's run this and see what happens. Oh. Input. It should be small. It is case sensitive. Python is case sensitive, just like C. So here I will enter an expression. For example, 10 into 20 plus 30 into 40. So this expression will be evaluated and value will be printed. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Using this evaluation function, we can even read lists or even we can even read a tuple. Let me show you this. Let it be, first of all, let it be a string is equal to input, enter a list, right? After that, we'll print, evaluate. We will simply write evaluate this string within bracket. Let's run it. It's very simple. How do you write a list? How the list is represented? Using a square bracket. So we'll write a square bracket. I'll write 10, 20, comma, then I'll even write a string in this, 30, 40, and so on. So I have entered a string, entered a list, will be, you can see it here, I have entered a list. So when you are entering a list, ensure that it is enclosed within square brackets. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, you can have a tuple also. You can read the tuple also. here I'll simply write tuple. What's the difference between a list and a tuple? What's the difference with it? List is enclosed in square brackets. Tuple is enclosed in round brackets. So this time we'll read both. First, I'll enter a list 10, 20, 30, guest. Okay. It's converted to a list. Then I'll enter a tuple. So tuples are entered in round brackets. 1, 2, 3, guest. It will become a tuple. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have not saved all these programs, otherwise I would have shared all these with you. Anyhow, you can watch the video. I'm recording it. You can watch the video. I think that's all for today. We won't discuss much. For tomorrow, I mean tomorrow means for Monday. We'll have to see whether class will be possible or not because we have final year project Vivas Monday onwards. I'll be able to tell you on Monday only. But still, you note down a few things which you need to do. I had asked you one thing, that whether there are some arrays or not. Do we have arrays in Python or not? Yes, anybody? Do we have arrays in Python or not?
No, sir.
Actually, by default, we have lists, right? But we can have arrays also. So what is the difference between a list and array? In case of a list, data may be heterogeneous. We may have data of different types. It may be integer, it may be float, it may be string, it may be single character, it may be anything. But in case of array, we can have homogeneous type of data only, as you might have studied in C, that an array is a collection of homogeneous elements. So all the elements of an array will be of same type. And arrays are there in Python, not directly available. You'll have to import array library through which these are available. So आपने arrays पढ़ के आना है, right? And how to generate random numbers. ये दो चीजें पढ़ के आनी है. Is this thing clear with it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
have
Yes, sir.
shared a few ebooks with you. Go through those. या इंटरनेट से ढूंढ लो. Everything is available. Okay. Monday को ये सबने पढ़ा हुआ होना चाहिए. Any
Okay,
questions
sir.
about whatever we have discussed today?
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'll share the video in a few minutes, so you'll be able to watch that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.